and see. You know what? Screw it, we're gonna do this. I was trying to avoid online date, like, Discord and dating. All the neck beards, but we're just gonna throw this in here. We're gonna tie this in that way. Later, wait, am I recording? Hold on, let me see. I'm probably not. I am, okay. I'll tie this in one sec, I'm sorry. I deal with this all the time. So we went over online dating already. What I really want to discuss is this app right here that a lot of these people I've met use. Am I spelling it right? Discord. And close enough, whatever. But yeah, no, I use. So one of my biggest issues with this is I'm in a lot of servers to make friends to play games with, right? On Discord. Yeah, and just to hang out and make friends to play a game with, like, let's say, for example, Overwatch, prime example, I was in a server, it was like an LGBT, whatever, I don't care what the name is, server, right? I'm just trying to make friends to play this game with, have fun. Overwatch, I would literally be in a call with these, we'd call to hang out, to play this game, and what are they talking about? They immediately talk, forcing the whole relationship garbage on me, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, did I get you? And then they want to get upset and offended because I called them dude. Number one. Number two, they're like, just keep talking about this while I'm trying to enjoy a game and have fun and trying to befriend someone, trying to make a friend. That's not cool. You know what I mean? Not cool at all. I'm in all these VR chat servers. I started playing early 2020, and it's like, I love these servers to hang out with people. And I'd go and meet them, hang out, but on their terms, what they wanted was invite-only worlds, them and I. Which, okay, no problem in a game, whatever, right? I go meet them, and I have all my safety settings on, and what do I see hanging out? This giant stallion thing, because I had safety settings on, right? And that's the first thing I see. And I'm like, whoa, dude, just to hang out. So I now refuse to hang out with people. First time hanging out with people, I refuse to hang out with them on invite-only. And you wouldn't believe how many times on Discord, I tell people, hey, look, I want to meet you in a public world. We're going to hang out in a public world. We're going to play games. We're going to have some fun. And they're like, oh, well, I don't like that. I want to cuddle you in a private world. And I'm like, no, I refuse to. I bought VR to get up and move around. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool. It's nice to have a lot of games. I have a few games. I mean, I don't game too much as I want to. I prefer creating things, doing my own thing. But gaming to me is too addictive and it takes up too much of my time. You know what I mean? Let's see what else. That's one of the things is that I've run into a lot. Specifically in Discords, anytime I've seen females deal with this specifically, is when they're active. You have the mods, the admins, even the owner. They think that they kind of like push on. Oh, hey, well, you've been active here. You have this role. You can do this X, Y, Z. And then like they pressure this person to do X, Y, Z things, to do this, and this, to go up and gain this rank. You know, as if it means anything, right? And once she says no, it's a nuclear disaster. You know what I mean? Why can't this playlist just play? OMG, I'm trying to use the built-in playlist on the Windows Media Player, and it played 3 songs and crashed. Yeah, I understand you. No, just like I don't know. I'm trying to think about what else to ask about Discord stuff. But it's gonna apply to Reddit too. I mean, I've met people on Reddit, and they just assume, oh well, I want to date you. Like, dude, we've never called. You don't know who I am. You don't know my name, and you just bring this up to me on like one of first 5 messages you send me. It's so weird. People are weird. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what else to ask. I'm not talking about dating apps. I'm talking just like in general on normal social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, those kind of social medias. Any of you have questions? You can ask questions at any time. I know I don't have any rules or anything in my chats. I don't really plan on doing a lot of that because I think the rules are pretty common sense to me. Let's see, weeb. And see, yeah, um, no, I don't mind people who game a lot. That's another thing I've run into, specifically when it comes to meeting people on online dating, is I've maybe like 1 out of 100, well, more than that, but like they're gamers, but like they're gamers that's all they do. It's like their life. Yeah, the thing too, like anime is their life, or I even put we take that B, turn it into a D as a delta. I went into like I went on a date one time specifically. I met this my I don't know what relative. I think this is my brother because he has all the trash friends. So my brother, through him, I met someone. I didn't really know them. I just got his number. He texted me. I went to go meet him at I don't know, Narby's or whatever. Yeah, it was Narby's. And he sits down next to me and we start talking and his eyes are puffy, number one. Number two, he was just asking me about smoking weed. And I'm just like, no, I live a drug-free life. Like I've never smoked anything in my life. That's me. That's personal preference, right? And he was just like, immediately turned off, had no interest in me. And it was like, why didn't he? And it's like, like, what am I supposed to do in that situation? You know what I mean? It's like, what was Heath like? Everyone like you can't it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Number one, it shows maturity. You know what I mean? It's a huge thing on maturity. There's people like that too. Anime too. I've run into people like that in anime. But the issue with people who I've met online, specifically online, because I never met anyone. I met a few people in real life that watch anime. They're very hardcore into it. But the ones that are in real life I've met, they are gym heads too. They love going to the gym. I've noticed that there's a weird consistency with them going to the gym and being very fit, and then watching like binge watching anime. But the people I meet online are kind of different. They're the ones. Thank you for the follow, by the way. That all they do is watch anime, and they play anime games, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. They don't respect yours. Right. That's the issue. Is wait. Can you elaborate? You mean like I'm kind of I need some water, but I'm a little confused. You mean the marijuana thing? Like I would date someone that would smoke. That's a no big deal thing to me. But like there's obviously same thing with drinking. Like I drink once, like 2 3 times, like 3 to 4, maybe like 5 times a month, right? Like if someone drinks every once a day, it's no big deal. Two a day, no big deal. You know what I mean? Like I would be okay with that. You know what I mean? It's like but there is an excess, right? I think if someone spends their entire like so many hours in the gym, like that is excessive, which is okay. It's okay to be dedicated to things like to some things, but there's some things that's obviously bad to be dedicated to, right? Like food, prime example, someone who eats all the time, that's bad, right? Someone who sits there and binge watches anime and that's all they do. It's like you never get to socialize with them. They would rather, because back to being on Discord, right? And they'll stream it on Discord, great. But I want to meet them in real life. I want to talk to them in reality land. And then, like, that's kind of a foreign concept to them, you know what I mean? That's good. That's good you're like that. What's up, Kibbley? That's hilarious. It's impressive that you binge watched in 3 months. I've been watching, somewhat binge watching South Park. I'm on the 25th season. It took me forever to get this far into it, because well, because like 5 years ago, Olaf got a new job, working all this time, and have time to watch this show, and I cut it off like maybe a season 10, and that's what I've been doing the past 3 months, is just slowly catching up to now. That's impressive though. You watched all of that in 3 months. That's like 1,000 episodes. Aren't they like 45 minutes each, right? But I've only seen like one episode of One Piece, but I know there's some comedy, and you have action, you have some romance. You know, you got a very good story arc, and plus it's about pirates. So I can, if you're like me and you like pirates, I can see the who, what, when, where, and how. You know what I mean? Like I binge watched My Hero Academia. I watched 100 episodes or more. You know what I mean? Oh, or you skip filler. I'm always paranoid to skip through shows, because like I'm like, man, what if I miss an important part? You know what I mean? I'm very paranoid with that. Maybe because I used to watch documentaries, and they usually do that little catch 20 where they loosely, vaguely mention something like 20 minutes in, and then at the end of the documentary, when they're trying to tie everything in, they just like put a huge emphasis on whatever they mentioned way earlier and 2 hours ago. Hello, Azure. You missed class today. I actually talked about you today. I'm joking, I didn't. Can you guys hear the music? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Yeah, I was watching Batwoman, and that's what really got me on a lot of those DC shows, is that there's a lot of filler. But in comic books in general, DC, there tends to be a lot of soap opera junk that happens in the comic. Lots of filler. So in like, it's just kind of frustrating in general, because I'm just talking comic books and it's like, open it up, is the artwork. And actually read it and I'm like, damn, this story's kind of lame. Yeah, cool. And see, you're fine. My question for you is, do you have any questions about anything about dating wise? Because I know you and I have conflicting opinions in general about it, and I appreciate that. So then you mentioned you would be willing to meet someone online, and me, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. You know, because I have a lot of bad experiences doing it. But I do agree with you. Like, you know, you don't know how you're gonna meet the one, right? You're not gonna how you're gonna meet a boon is gonna last a while. And there's so many different ways you can meet someone. You know what I mean? It is possible to meet someone online and it be successful. I contradicted myself. uh, Poly relationships. All right, poly relationships. Um, my thing about I'm actually very impressed I could ask this question. Thank you so much for asking me a question that's different. Um, Let me think my thoughts. So, my personal issue with them that I've run into in reality land is I've had this happen at least 4 times, right? I'm on a date with someone. They won't tell me that they're in a polygamous relationship, right? Through text or when I originally meet them, or through text or call or whatnot. When I date, during the date, it won't be when they meet them. It'll be 30 or 40 minutes. It'll be after we eat, or it'll be after we do whatever, and then they tell me. And then it's like they're already kind of like being touchy or da 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 da. And it's like, you know, you have to be honest about that. And I feel like a lot of people who say yes, they understand what it is, they're in one and they understand what it is, but yet they act like it's an open relationship. You know what I mean? And polygamous means, you know, you have 3 or more people, which seeing that there's more than 3 people is kind of ridiculous, but very difficult. But all of you are equals in the relationship. You know what I mean? You're all putting in your 50% to you're all meeting halfway, right? To accomplish the 100%. You know what I mean? And I've never seen one that's long-term successful unless it was an open relationship. But that's an 18 plus question, not for 16 plus. But yeah. Yes, Doom, I agree with you. That's one of the things too. Like I've been in several online relationships, and it's like I've had a lot of bad experiences. You know, I had a really nice one. You know, a really nice person. It was amazing. It was it was lasted like almost 8 months. You know, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like they live in a different country. They live on the opposite side of this country you live in. You know, in reality, it costs how much money to travel, how much money to get a hotel, how much money to do this and that and this and that. It's like a normal average person, you know, it's going to take them 2 to 3 years to meet someone that lives that far away. And that's one of the biggest issues online that people don't understand. Like they say they're willing to do it, but it's like that wait, man, is a killer when there's just if you live in like a high populated area, right? Like there's tons of people you can meet. All it is you have to go outside. You know, and that's the issue we have. You know, if you do meet someone online and they constantly text you, they constantly call you, it's awesome, it's amazing. But once you actually do meet them in real life, personal experience, okay? They're in their room, and what are they doing? They're playing their game. They're on there texting. You know what I mean? They're not spending the time with you, even though you went how many miles away to go and meet them? How many hours away? How much money invested into them? Okay, now I'm going to you, is there? I understand, is there? I totally understand you. And that's earlier in the stream we talked about meeting people with a safety net and a social area. Um, it's important though to make sure that if you do meet someone in real life, please make sure that you meet them, that you cooperate, and you're like, hey, you meet them, you hang out with them, not right. Hold on, let me get my paperwork. We discussed this earlier. Okay, okay. So, all right. So, I say first hangout, not first dates, right? Because you want to treat them like a friend. You want to get to know them. You want to talk to them, to make them feel more comfortable. You need to feel more comfortable. It's not just about them, it's about you too. You need to feel trust. You need to feel comfortable. So you need to meet them in places like, I use the bowling alley as an example, right? Because you're doing your own thing with this person. There's really, sure, it might be busy, but it's no one's around you. No one's really messing with you. You're doing your own thing. So we talk, stuff like that, right? But if you meet someone that's creepy or weirdo, you feel still somewhat safe knowing there's people around. But you know what I mean? What's GD mean? The ability to become a nest, a need. OMG, they ghosted you like that is horrible, gameplay. Yeah, no, I had this that's horrible. You experienced that, and and that sucks. You deserve better. Let's. Oh, I understand you. Sorry, I should have read the last message. No, you didn't. You didn't deserve that. You know what I mean? That's why I avoid people who mention it. When someone I've only I've only dated one person that brought it up, and I immediately was like, if that's what you want, the door's over there, you know, because that's what happens. You know what I mean? That sucks that they tell you later, and that we mentioned this earlier too about people are communicating that just ghost you, like they don't have interest in you, and they kind of lie about it, and that's like she clearly has interest in you, right? Or he, right? Because they want that attention and the thing that they lack from you, which is probably responsibility. Not gonna lie, which they're probably not getting from the other person. It's probably more NSFW stuff going on there. No, not checking Discord. It's closed. Thank you though. Not right now. No. I don't do that during streams. That's my rule. No, I don't check it. Because if I have too much going on, too much to go through on there. Yes. No. That situation, I don't really know how to give you a proper answer. Not say I don't know if you want to be in one. I just, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but the thing is that the amount of work that goes into a polygamous relationship is significantly greater than a normal one-on-one relationship, right? Way more. You have one other person, or you have to take care of and get to know and be friends. A year ago, went to this thing called Rocklahoma. It's a giant rock festival last few days. I actually met this guy, and he was dating twins. Serious, both of them, because like they're so interconnected, and just this is how it was. So basically, that's what he was in. He was pretty fortunate in that situation because number one, they're both very hot. Number two, they communicated that it was a package deal because they're so twins. They were so brain connected that they didn't want to separate, which is weird to me. It's very foreign to me, but it's like it is what it is, and it's one of those again weird situations. It's probably the only legitimately successful one I've seen that was polygamous. This is a weird one too, but it's funny. Thank you. What is make tent? Do you have any relationship questions for me? Any of you? Exactly. Exactly. Right. And the thing about Muslim relationships is the females are the bosses. You know, Me personally, my old job when I worked for the government, they were the boss. Like I would cook something and be wrong, it had to be cooked their way, which they know how to cook. Don't get me wrong. So I wanted it to do it their way. I'm glad they came over and yelled at me, because now I learned how to make it a better way and taste better. But I'm just saying, like, that's you know, yeah. You were told so late, and you're like, why is she gone? It's horrible. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, gullible. Exactly. So we mentioned um one thing we did mention earlier, and I'll mention again, is manipulation. People are manipulative, right? People see something and they're like, I need that in my life. Like, they don't care if you're married. You know what I mean? They don't care. They'll, like, even if you're visibly wearing the ring. This is a metaphor. But not as a metaphor, but literally, people who wear a ring, but they don't care. They see it and they see that as a challenge. What can they do to make you take that ring off? You know what I mean? But of course, but you know, like, it's horrible. People are like that. Yeah, and I understand you as there. I don't really get jealous, like, not anymore. Maybe it's because I've just been cheated on so much that I just don't feel jealousy anymore. I'm just like, oh well, on to the next one, whatever. Rinse and repeat. A goalie. Yep. Well, he could have been just joking. People just say stuff like that as a joke, but at the same time, you're right. Um, people like that. People are manipulative. They work towards getting what they want, and they don't accept no for an answer, and they'll keep hounding and hounding and hounding. What ends up happening is someone who's doesn't want to deal with it. They don't want confrontation. They want to avoid that. Will just give in. Some people are just gullible. They'll just agree to it, or they'll be fed it. You know what I mean? People are users. That's good. Thank you. But it's right. There are users. That's why you have to build a wall. I don't care if you've never dated in your life. You have to have standards. You have to have a wall. Earlier we talked about, what time is it? My stream's about to end. God damn it. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Don't be fake. Be yourself. Right? I know that's cheesy. I know everyone says that, but it's true. Don't lie. I know you don't want to. If you don't want to share something, don't talk about it. Tell them you're uncomfortable sharing it. You know, you don't have to lie, because it's gonna bite you in the butt later. If you lie about something small, I'm just telling you right now. If I meet you and you lie about something small, like earlier we talked about online dating, where I'd met people who state multiple females specifically who stated they were 19 over a course of like 3 years. You know, they'd be 15, 16, 17, literally, in real life. And they talked me up for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long it took before we actually met in reality land. And then when we did, well, excuse me, we didn't even get to that point. Because that same day, a few hours before posting me, hey, by the way, I'm actually XYZ age. You know, there was one girl specifically, and she was incredible. Like, I generally had a crush on her from day zero. You know what I mean? That happens, and I'm like, man, I don't really like girls this way, but man, she feeds me what I wanna hear. You know what I mean? And then, like, that same day, she was very lewd, very very lewd, which is okay to be. You know, if it's if both agree on it, it's fine. You know what I mean? And it's like, she I worked 10 hours that day. I was working 14, 16 hour shifts that day, that week. And then that day I worked 10 hours. So I was excited to get off early, you know? And when I got off, first thing I do is I go wait in line to get gas because at the time I was living in Hawaii and there was supposed to be a hurricane, so there was a gas shortage, so everyone's at the pump. So I had to wait in line about 30, 40 minutes to get gas. I'm freaking out over here, like, man, I'm gonna be late. I just got all night. I just got all nice and pretty, put on makeup, which I rarely wear, to go meet this girl. And still don't really knew where she was. I just knew I was gonna pick her up, right? Or meet her somewhere, like Burger King or whatever, I don't know. And then that's when she told me. Like 2 or 3 hours before. You know. Horrible. Standards are for people with options. No. I think you misunderstand. So, back to how to meet someone when mention that is grooming, talking about showering, shaving, stains on clothes, the kind of thing, which is okay if you're working, remember the golden rule, right? Remember, be you, don't be fake, don't harass or talk. What the fuck? That's some different. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to say naughty words. But those all add up to you having standards, right? Just you practicing being normal stuff. Like, those are, if you do that, if you shower every day, the other person should shower every day, you know what I mean? If you shave every day, clearly common sense, there should be, I understand that everyone has to shave every day, but I know this is like basic rudimental stuff, but I have to emphasize on it. What do you mean? Oh, internet grooming. Internet grooming is a whole different story. Back to Discord. That's why I'm not. I hate Discord. I hate most. Me personally, I don't like meeting people online because that happens. They're most manipulation I've felt is through online stuff, and then when it comes to actually meeting them, they're a total different person. It is. When is Tech? How are you? Do you have any questions you want to ask about dating? And we are not talking about online because I don't endorse online dating. Though we can't talk about it. I did talk about it for the last hour and a half. Um, let's see. No, social anxiety. I have that too. As there, and that's why I went one time. I was on a. I actually met someone, and he invited me to on a date. It was like a bonfire fire with some of his friends and family, and I was okay with that because it was like, okay, well, I know I'm going to be in a group setting, so I felt more comfortable knowing that he had family there, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this, but he didn't get super high, and I had to like, he couldn't even walk. I had to like take him to the car, but I accepted that. We make accidents happen. He was really embarrassed about it, but I really like them person. I wish I could talk to them more. Now I live 2,000 miles away from them. No, I mean you have to remember VR chat is a game. You know, people get on a game to have fun, to de-stress from life, to have fun. You know what I mean? Same reason why they watch their show or movie. Same reason why they listen to music. So, you know, I understand, but there are dating sites for VR chats. You just have to understand that it's an obvious four men per one female, right? So like, she has tons of people in her messages on her, and she's just trying to play a game, and maybe she would find someone, but with all those messages, she probably loses interest from that. Ah, see, but they're not, right? You don't see, you know what I mean? Um, Not as much as you think they are. No. Um, do you have any questions? Is there? Yeah. That's cute though, Kimberly, and that happened. And sweet. Um, Damn, you should be helping me with this because I have a horrible time getting people's numbers. I can text them. I have no issue with texting. I have no issue with calling them. I have no issue with scheduling like times I actually spend time with them. But it's not extra like it's actually getting up actually going over and talking to them is the issue that I have. You know what I mean? Like Friday evening, I was at a food truck thing, and there was a mom and this really cute girl. And I'm like, damn, I could go over there and talk to her. She's with her family. All I have to do is say hi. How are you? You know what I mean? Just that, just basic stuff that I say to everyone else. But it's like all I was staring at her. You know what I mean? Oh, your action was, huh? Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. No, I understand that. It becomes no. It goes back to practice. It goes back to getting out more. You know, trust me, I'm the same way. Like right here, I can tell you anything. Right, I have myself put together. When I go and actually try to meet someone, total opposite story. Yeah, no, I don't like giving up. I've only given my number out maybe 3 times. I usually try to use other social medias or ask them for like their Facebook or whatever. The reason why is because then I can kind of see what kind of person I can sleep through their stuff and see what kind of person they are. Yes, I know I'm the type of person, but it's like it's too easy to add someone on Facebook. Takes a second, right? And it's like if I see anything that's like ridiculous on stuff that I don't want, like I automatically get an idea of this type of person. And plus, the way I can message them, I can call them, I can video chat on there. You know what I mean? Yes, yes, yes. Fortnite. You'd be surprised how many females play Fortnite. Most of them are married, though. Just to clarify with you, most of the ones I've met are married. You don't have a social media, really. So if I Google your name, nothing would pop up. I mean, I don't want a Facebook. I would delete it. But it's like every time I turn around, one of my family, every time I delete it, I go to my family dinner, and people are like, "Why did you delete your Facebook?" And I'm like, "Cause I don't like it. I don't use the app ever, unless I'm impulse buying junk I see in this marketplace." Oh, I see. Well, you joke, tourist, but my mom taught me like really early, really early on to Google someone if I meant someone to Google them. I thought that was weird, kind of creepy. But she told me a site. There's a site specifically like a database. She showed me. She's like, go here, look them up here, which I don't do that. I just Google them. But you can see there's a site though you can go to, and it can interconnects like all your like your legal systems. I don't know what it's called, and you can search someone's name, full name, and you can find them and what they've done. But I mean, just takes a second. I mean, I don't do that personally. I just want to see this. To me personally, if someone was put in jail or has some tickets, like to me, it's not that big of a like. Whatever. We all make mistakes. You know what I mean? Okay, so they stole someone's bicycle. Okay, so they got in a bar fight. It happens, right? Some people have anger problems. Some people get frustrated. You know what I mean? It's and that goes back to being honest. I don't want to talk about that stuff on the first date. Sure, it might be a turn off, but at the same time, it's like honesty. Being told that is important upfront. You know what I mean? Right. Like I had someone tell me that they were in prison one time that they're making some sort of drug. I don't know what it was, but it was like them telling me that they had 5 years in prison was. I mean, I was appreciative that they told me that within the first time meeting them, and I was like, automatically, I was impressed, right? Personally, on a personal level, I was impressed that they were honest about it. I mean, you know, some people. My thing is like it depends. Like to me, it's no big deal with it unless you have like a political job or a government job, or there's some jobs where you can't date someone who has a criminal past. You know what I mean? Or be in a relationship with someone with a criminal past. Like I know when I worked for the government, like there's top secret. Oh, I turned a map on. There was, you could get like a top secret clearance, right? And it's like you couldn't get a top secret clearance you know, if you were related to someone or knew related to someone that was had a past like that. You know what I mean? What? That's kind of kinky, tourist. It's kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Some people. I've researched drugs before. I want to learn about them, but like, if your plan is to make them or create them, there is an issue. You know what I mean? Huge issue. Huge red flag. Oh, online. What does IDR mean? I'm kind of dumb. Yeah, some people, prison life is their life. Like, I had a relative get out finally after like a 10-year sentence. Respectfully, they were in prison in the 90s. They get out for a few months. They go, well, you said they go romps petty theft. Boom, get sent back to prison. Longer sentence. They get out. Not even 6 months later, they're back in the pen. Here they are in court again. Some people are just like that. And by the way, those people procreate too and go and date people. They go trying to get in relationships, and you want to avoid those people because you might be a statistic to that, and they'll be away forever. Tying into this. Getting out of the house? Well, I'm just telling you, to be honest, meeting someone. What was the question? Okay, I don't know if that's a humor or not in tech. Tinder is not a dating app. It's not a relationship app. Not at all. Personal experience is not. People use it for one purpose and one purpose only. Or well, not necessarily. There are people who use it for people who I met who use it for what it's for are kind of weirdos. Not gonna lie, they were not very good people. I'll put it that way. They were forced the relationship thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Um, I'm not saying online dating is bad. I have already blasted it for the past hour, and a half. But it is an okay stepping stone. But you have to me, like, it's more for if you want a more inappropriate relationship, keeping it 18 plus, not below that, right? Um, from my experience, is what people use it for. Online dating in general. That's essentially what it is, Taurus. That is true. I have met people through Tinder. I've met people through Grinder. And that was kind of weird meeting someone from Grinder because I'm pretty sure they thought I was a dude, but I'm not. I'm not. You know, and that, I like that guy too. I met. He was really cool. We didn't do anything naughty either, but I've had more bad experiences with online dating than normal. You know, that's just my personal experiences though. I never met anyone that I was like. I did have some nice dates, but mostly they were bad. Because they were wanting things, even though I was turning up with what I wanted, my intentions were over calls, you know, or when I actually did meet them, they're still like, oh, well, I want this. Oh, the gay man? No. Spitting game? Damn, you need to teach me some of your skills, tourist. How are you so good at this? See, this is what I need. I need, I mean, it's me pers. I mean, some people, I mean, not everyone wants to date. You know, some people just want friends. Wholesome friends. Wholesome. You know what I mean? Um, so you just have to keep that in mind when you do are on these dating apps because some people literally just say that they're wanting friends. And that's all they say, but they'll mean like 50 different things by that. And it's like, and you'll ask them about it, and they'll be like, I don't know. And it's like, what? No, no. Well, that's a good point. Crimply is I don't know what bumbly is. Maybe she means like aren't the for me from my experience of using that, people would message me and they were just wanting hookups. So you know, like I'd get like 20 different messages on there in like a span of 2 weeks. I'd check in like once a week, and it would be like people. I'd get just inappropriate pics just straight up. You know, I'd see a pickle fire them, so I wouldn't answer any one of them that I see like okay, there's a picture on there. I wouldn't even open them up, even if it was a selfie. I feel bad because some of them are just normal people would just say, "Look, this is me." Well, I'm sorry, but you know, that's 1 out of 5. You know, and I just didn't feel like going through that, so I would just go swipe it. You know what I mean? But yeah, she could have been using it for that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I did try meeting. I never really tried meeting people through that app because of that issue. That's what people were using it for. They would even be like in their thing, a multi paragraphs about how they were a loyal Christian, and I would talk to them, and then like it was total different story when I actually got to talk. Was in a call talking to them. I'm just like, whatever, swipe left. Yeah, no, like at my old government job, like some people would try to hit on me, like kind of thing, but they just want hookups. You know what I mean? They don't really care for anything normal. Um, so maybe that's what she was kind of implying. Maybe she doesn't do the kind of stuff with employees or coworkers, you know. But you can't meeting someone at work is totally cool. There's nothing wrong with meeting someone at work, you know. But you can't think that all the time because you have to remember when there's a new female and they're very attractive, right? In quotations, she's gonna have 5 or 6 other guys that work there that are gonna message her and hit her up. You know what I mean? So you have to remember that you're just one out of the many. And so she might only be interested in dating, But then when she sees all that, she's just like, well, I'm just gonna. They're just trying to use me, which some guys do that, and she might take advantage of that, you know, in a bad way. I'm sorry, this person keeps joining a game and exiting, joining and exiting, and I can't see your message. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with this today. I set it up normally, and this stupid thing's not working. So there they go again. This is every 5 minutes. What is up with this person? MRS? No, it's MISS. It'll stay like that for forever. Thank you, though. No, that was happening on one of my jobs. She was brand new to the job, and all these guys were hitting her up because she was 19. You know, and these guys were like late 20s. You know, 19, 20, some of them were late 20s. And guess what? She got pregnant a month later. Literally. And she was under me. So I was like, okay, well, here, congrats, you have a baby now. But whenever, because we lived in the same apartment area, I'd go past her room, and there'd be another guy knocking on her door or exiting the door. Literally, I'm not being sarcastic. In 1 week, I seen 3 different guys. And one of them I seen twice, or two, at least 3 times. And that was the one who told me, keep your nose clean, Fifi, because that's my nickname at my old job. Fifi, keep your nose clean. And I'm like, you're the one fraternizing at work. Yes, 100% of that goes to Fortnite. Yep. No, we did have a baby shower with her. Yeah, we did. She didn't have any family because she was like 2,000 miles away from family. So we did. We made cupcakes for her. Are we gonna her cake or cup? I think it was cupcakes. Is it possible to delete that message? Let me see. Hold on. I need to delete one of these messages. Hold on. Does anyone know how to delete messages on the chat? Whatever. I'll figure it out later. Does the person who sent the message have to delete it? Is that how that works in the chat? Well, the thing is, Crimply, is that there's a lot of people who think that way. And that's something that we went over earlier, that there's a lot of manipulators. You know, people who, they only want to play. You know, and that's all they desire and all they want. And not everyone that they talk to does. But they get what they want out of people. You know what I mean? So when I go to a message, it just has like a line. Because I need to delete one of tourist message. Not, you didn't do anything wrong. I can't have it on the chat. Is all. I don't have auto mod. I don't have the chat set up right just yet. Whatever, I'll do it later. Anyways, yeah, same here. What it is, I'm sure there's keywords I can delete or whatever. Yeah, there's no three dots for me. There's literally like there's just a reply button. I don't want to how I don't know how to time someone out. Is that in the settings? But I don't want to do that. He did nothing wrong. That's the thing. I just can have it due to the topic. Oh, it's not in. No, I don't have the thing in OBS. Okay, I don't know. I'll just mod everyone in the in the chat. There we go. There we go. There we go. You might not be able to delete his message now because everyone's a mod, and I'll be like, "Oh, well, he's a mod. You can delete it." You're fine. I understand where you're going through. You're coming from though. Oh, let me just unmod and delete the message, and then I'll mod them back. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm past time. All right. I'm 20 minutes past time, so I'm going to in 10 minutes I'm going to skedaddle. All right. So if you have any more questions to ask me, hopefully you guys actually like my opinion. I know I'm pretty. People don't like my opinion when it comes to dating, I've found. One's goofy. Cool. Yeah, it was just that one. I have to install it. I'm right now. I'm a little too busy to play games, unfortunately. All right. So I want to learn from you. Is there what do you disagree about? What I want to know because I want to learn. I was taught, to always challenge my leadership, right? And there's, you know, is that's how, and there's no such thing as stupid questions. I learned that too. Yes, 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 yes. Because in reality, right, how many people do you know on a personal level in reality that have a successful relationship? I'm not talking about some streamer. I'm not talking about some vlogger or YouTuber. I'm talking about someone you know, like a family member. Have they been in an online relationship that's lasted more than 2 years, that's lasted more than 5 years, that's lasted more than 10 years, that lasted more than 20 years? See, this is my question to everyone, you know, because this is what this chat is about. You even I've had them last 8 months, you know, but at the end of the day, I was never going to meet that person. Like once I figured that out, that's never going to happen. I was like, this isn't for me, right? Never again. Even though I have a few times uh, after that, but it's like it's not. You know what I mean? 4 times, Jesus Christ. Right. Exactly. Right. Good point, Goofy. That's exactly where I want to cross is that, you know, um a lot of times it's like we talk about like the conversation of saving up money, like okay to meet, great, we meet. We spend let's say a weekend together, maybe a week together, maybe 2 weeks if it actually happens, right? And they go home, right? And it's like, me personally, I live in town with my family. You know what I mean? I don't plan on leaving this area because this is where my family's at. So someone else has to decide to leave. You know what I mean? It can't be me at the end of the day, right? Or I refuse to. You know what I mean? So that person has to obligate themselves to move. And it's like, well, they're moving to a small, piddly town that doesn't have a Burger King, that is a mile away from everything. Does someone want to live in this town like that? Like, I don't want to move away, right? You understand where I'm coming from? What do you say? I mean, store. You have a good point. On the store is a good place. The main thing is just a chat. You know, you have to work on your social skills. You know, you have to be like, hey, how are you? Just the clerk. When you go to the store, you grab your groceries. You just ask them how they're doing. That does simple stuff like that, and eventually, you know, as time goes on, you'll get better at it. So we're talking about social skills, and that's you start from there, and then slowly you can get to where you can do that to a random person and the store. It's for you know you think's cute. Your pheromones, well, there's the thing because we naturally smell, so we're naturally attracted to people, right? That's why opposite sex are pheromones, which it's a psychology lesson. I don't feel like going through that. I haven't taken psychology in at least since 2017, so I don't want to. I don't remember much. That's very cool. You meant something like that is there. That's very impressive. I did. Yes, I have seen that too. I was watching a documentary one time in psychology class when I'm done again about World of Warcraft, and there was a couple on there that were married for 3 or 4 years that met through the game, and the guy saved her, the girl, in like a flaming tower of some sort, and the girl was like, "Wow, this guy's hot." To the game, which is kind of weird. It's kind of funny, but like they met and they're together. You know, it's a very sweet. It's very touching. It does exist. It happens, but it's not very common. And I feel like maybe the safety, you know, the online adds a safety net, but it's also like it also allows a shroud of mystery between the person, and they could be lying about themselves. And I've run into that personally a few times. You know, like someone tells me, "Hey, look, you know, I'm looking for a relationship that you know a real relationship." Da 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 da. Great, I know what they want. And then when it finally comes to actually meeting them in real life, what do they want to do? First date in the first 15 minutes, they want to grab my butt. They didn't ask me, they just did it, and that's not cool. You know what I mean? So that's one reason why I avoid it because there's a lot of people like that. Um. Anyways, oh, I understand you. They were to leave their family because they're relatively close to you. I mean, to me, 2 to 3 hours away is relatively close. That's you know, for a holiday, it's reasonable to drive 3 hours away to go see your family. You know what I mean? Long drive, yeah, it sucks, but you know, I know I'm contradicting myself. I'm sorry. No, I understand you. Like there's some of my family, and if they go poof, like me personally, I'm stuck raising a 9 year old in my real life, right? And it's like I have to keep that in mind, and everyone has its responsibilities and stuff that they have to keep in mind, you know? I understand you as there. I mean, it's good you don't have many bad experiences, but it's important when you do meet someone to ask them. Back to not asking them about bad experiences when you meet someone because they're going to be uncomfortable sharing that, but just mentioning it, they might be able, as you gain trust of them, because they will share them with you, and it's a good way. It's a learning experience. Is I enjoy learning when I'm on dates and I've meant to trust them. You know, a week or two later, I'll try to ask them about uncomfortable situations I'm in, and it's pretty horrible. You know, hearing situations that some people have been in that they didn't ask for. You know. Right. Well, pheromones. I mean, I'd have to like link you a video and teach you about it, but like same thing in dogs. Like monkeys. They're not being racist, but here, but like you know what I mean. We naturally smell, and we are attracted to something, and actually, perfumes and all that actually mask our natural scent in a bad way, and we negatively cut off people who might be attracted to us. You know what I mean? Like cologne and stuff, right? Like Axe body spray too easy to spray on, right? Spray on your clothes. But it's serious though. This is a serious thing. I learned a lot about it in psychology because we did talk about relationships and stuff. And this is something that people don't like talking about because because people who are anti-religion, who don't like considering us as animals, they don't want to talk about this. You know what I mean? But it's true. Kids, you're tribal. Absolutely, Kimberly. I totally understand you. I mean, as we get older and older, those problems get more rough. I'm telling you, like like 5 years ago, like there's certain things that I don't feel that I do now when it comes to relationships. It's like, man, like I think about all the experiences I haven't had that other people who are significantly younger than me have had, and it's just like, why can't I get that? You know what I mean? Like it sucks that I'm missing out on that. Return to monkey, yes. Which, yeah, yeah, Taurus is true, but that's, I mean, if you're just shower like you're supposed to shower, I mean, that's really all you need. You know what I mean? You just dump deodorant on like you're supposed to. Um, Cologne is fine. Don't get me wrong. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. Wearing cologne is fine, but you just have to keep that in mind. There's a difference between a dab over everywhere, right? I can't discuss this too much. I don't want to like make up stuff because it's been 2017 is when I ended my psychology class, so I'm very rusty on all my knowledge on it. Right. It's really funny, North. It's really fun. It's really funny. Yes. I know, yeah. I remember middle school being like that. All the boys had it and they would spray each other with it. Like it was like a inner war that they'd have. And they were as actually banned from the school and they would sneak it in through their backpacks and then spray each other. It was really hilarious watching it unfold. Some smelling cigarettes. Oh, I understand you. What's funny is it just adds on to the smell. You know what I mean? It like to some smells. Well, the sad thing is well, the funny thing about that is it doesn't even work. You know what I mean? Back to the beginning of what we discussed or how to meet someone, as we talked about personal hygiene and grooming and all that crap. It's like, if people don't take care of themselves, swipe left. Like, if they don't shower properly, swipe left. You know what I mean? Yes, I've been in those situations where they smell like cologne and BO. Like, I understand, like, okay, they were all busy. They were super busy today. They worked overtime. Maybe they had just got off and they didn't really have time to change another meeting. That's fine. That's okay. You know what I mean? Stuff happens. But there's a difference between that, and I just chose not to shower 2 or 3 days, or I forgot to shower for a day or two. You know what I mean? That's hilarious, Kipley. You have to give me instructions. That's hilarious. What do I smell like? I don't know what I smell like. I don't know why I smell myself. I mean, washing hair is important. Like, let's be honest here. If you meet someone with greasy hair, it doesn't look nice. That's the one thing I see, like, celebrities have. They'll like have this greasy hair and all these like rats, and they tie it in the braids. It's a huge turn off. You know what I mean? And they're kind of painted as like this role model, this idol. And to me, it's a total opposite story. You know what I mean? And like people in reality land will try to look like those people and try to mimic that, and it looks gross. I know every time I shower, I wash my hair. Well, I have a ritual. I do certain things on certain days. You know what I mean? Um, but like, it's okay if you do it every day. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. For me, I wash it every other day because if you do it too much, it just doesn't. It's not good. You know. For me personally, it smells like beef. It's funny. All right. So I'm way past my time. I have a bunch of stuff I need to work on. Um, Content wise, I apologize. On my other social media, I'm gonna back to trying to collab with people and them showing up either ghosting me last minute or them being too intoxicated they can't even mumble words in me. So, you know, I would like to post daily content, but I don't like posting pictures daily. I think it's cheap. You know what I mean? Like having a picture set that's a bunch of pictures, nice. But like 2 or 3 pictures that 2 minutes is a scam. A lot of people do that. I don't like I don't like that. I'd rather take my time and be patient and work on a nice project, you know what I mean? Um let's see, I'm trying to think of what else. Hmm. Alright. I take off my headset. If you have any questions, any more questions you want to ask me, you can ask me in my DMs on any social media platform you have me on, alright? If you don't, I have some linked in my profile here, my Instagram and my YouTube, but I don't think you can message me on YouTube. But you can message me in here. There is a suggestion box on somewhere on my profile here. Awesome though, to the best. Hello. Nice seeing you, yes. You missed it. The Pirates collab. Yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah, it's been almost 3 hours. I know, I try to limit my my VR to about 1 to 2 hours. I don't like. I only. Yeah, I try not to go over that. Today I did though. Yeah, I'm glad you guys thought that. You can be honest with me though. If it sucked, you can tell me. I know my opinions on things are pretty far right. Yeah, over there for you guys, right? You know, I'm very pro. I'm very pro death penalty and all that, so people don't like my opinions typically. I'm like one of those, like, if you're on the jury and you think that the person deserves the death penalty, you should be the one giving the death penalty. And that's how I feel a lot about that stuff. So people tend not to like my opinion on a lot of things. But it's an obligation, it's all of our obligation to take care of our societies. Not just the police, you know what I mean? Not just the government. Anyways, I don't know why I got so ranting about that. It's maybe because I'm deprived of something. I don't know. Yeah, I gave everyone mod, essentially, so you do with that what you want. I do that in my Discord too. I just give everyone mod. Because then no one, thank you for the follow by the way, because then no one argues. You know what I mean? They're all like, oh, well, if they start fighting, they can't do anything because they're all admin. They're all admin. So I guess they can just delete the, they can delete stuff. It'd be really funny if I come home one day and the Discord server's gone because one of the admins deleted. It'd be hilarious. I think that would be hilarious with my sense of humor. Yeah, it is important to have conversations. I agree. Sorry, it's especially when they live somewhere else. You know, it's important to learn from other people from other areas. You know, like my job when I worked for the government, like and people from all over the world. I literally shared a room with someone, you know, from a guy who was from India one time. I had a roommate who, every roommate that I had that was from the Philippines throw a party, and at least 3 or 4 from the Philippines. Every single one of them would throw Fridays, every throw parties every Friday night, Saturday night. You know what I mean? And keep the door open, and I'm like, why are you keeping the front door open? They would just let people come in, and then when COVID happened, people would stole all of our underwear. Or I mean, not my underwear. Correction, the toilet paper. I don't know why I said underwear. It was weird. Anyways, yeah. Seeing you. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, all right. See you, see you, see you. Thank you for the follow.